Okay, it looks like we are live. Fantastic. Welcome, everyone. I am Kim Arneson. I am the Administrative Coordinator for the Healer Within Foundation, and I will be introducing our presenter today. Before I do so, we just wanted to say we are absolutely delighted to have you all here with us tonight, and we'd also like to extend a huge thank you to our presenter, David Lehman. Thank you, David. David will be introducing the newest course offering, The Art of Tai Chi Flow. Towards the end of our event, you'll find clickable links for further information in the comment section of this video if you feel inclined to join us. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our presenter. David is an Institute of Integral Qigong and Tai Chi senior trainer. He has spent a lifetime passionately exploring Tai Chi as both a martial art and a profound moving meditation and healing practice. He has been a champion for the Healer Within Foundation and continues to support the foundation and his passion for Tai Chi by leading Tai Chi Easy practice leader trainings. We are grateful for his continued support. Thank you again, David, and thank you to this community for being with us tonight. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and welcome David in.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Kim, for that very kind introduction. And welcome, everybody. Tonight I'm going to share my screen. I have a few slides to go through just to give you an idea what this workshop's all about and a little bit about my experience and how we got to this workshop, because this workshop is really kind of the work of a lifetime, and that's something to really explore. So let me share my screen. We can get going here. All right, almost there. Okay, so there we have it, the art of Tai Chi Flow. And you can see this symbol here. If you're not familiar with this symbol, this is the Wuji. The Wuji is kind of like the source in the Taoist philosophy. And Tai Chi, which we're studying, comes from Wuji, right? So it's born of this Wuji space. And you see in the background water, right? This is no accident that we have water in there, because water is like probably the most primary metaphor that's used in Tai Chi. And we all know about water and how it flows, how it sustains life. There's just so many really cool things about water that tie into Tai Chi that we'll learn in this workshop. Okay, but again, it's about flow, so we're going to change a little bit, talk a little bit about flow. I'm making a really bold statement here on the top there. Flow equals optimum experience. Well, what the heck is that? Or that's like a pretty bold statement to make, and yes, it is. But you know, I've come to really experience this through various things, which I'm going to talk a little bit about. And there's also some really exciting psychological research that was done in the late 1990s that I'll share with you in the workshop, that where flow experience was you know, studied in great detail. Now, you know, flow may not be familiar with the word. Some people call it I'm in the zone. You know, we see athletes performing at tremendously high levels, and it's like they're just there, they're just present, they're just making it happen. And just being fully present in what you're doing is really the kind of the hallmark of the flow experience. So anything, like the picture shown here, anything can become a flow experience, right? You know, a lot of people do technical climbing, and you know, when you talk to them about it, they do it because they're so into the flow. They want to be completely present, because what they're doing is incredibly intense. And of course, they're getting feedback right away if things aren't right, because you can fall, right? So that's why it's an incredible experience and practice for getting into flow. We see musicians, artists, all kinds of different things, even very mundane things. But Tai Chi is a really incredible way to experience flow. And that's what this workshop is going to be about. Okay, the next slide here is, this is a picture of some guy trying to play goalie in soccer, and that guy might be me many, many years ago, and that's who it is. And my first experiences of flow were in competitive sports, right? I wasn't looking for flow, and many times flow didn't happen, right? So at that time, I was just, hey, I want to play soccer. I played soccer at a very competitive level through college, and it was a wonderful experience. Met great people, had great experiences, had a lot of flow experiences where, and again, we're going to talk a little bit more about what are the characteristics of a flow experience. Um, but it started for me in competitive sports. But again, I want to make it very clear that I wasn't seeking flow and I didn't really understand it at all at that time. But I would, reflecting back on my life in this, I would say that flow is one of the most important things about having that competitive experience, as well as the being with people in a really incredible way, right? Okay, so at some point in my late 20s, which was way, 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 long time ago for me, I started studying Tai Chi. And I started studying Tai Chi. Why? Because I was a failed yogi. I wanted to do yoga, but I was horrible at yoga. I just couldn't do it. I won't go into the details on that, but I got to find something else. And Tai Chi just kind of popped up. So I started to get involved in Tai Chi. And it turned out that I spent many, many, many years studying Tai Chi. Back then, when you studied Tai Chi, you were studying martial arts. That's just the way it was. Today, we have many, many options, and most people study Tai Chi or practice Tai Chi. They practice it for just as a wonderful health practice, which it most definitely is. But back in the day, people practiced it the health benefits are there and talked about, but you were learning how to do a functional martial art. All right, so. And what drew me to this? Well, kind of like a lot of the sayings that the teachers had, and some of these teachers are quite famous actually. Chen Mancheng, the teacher listed at the top, is the person who is responsible, really, you could argue, people argue about these things. He's the guy that brought Tai Chi to the United States. He was like, think of him like the Surgeon General of Taiwan. And he had to flee because of things going on in communist China. And he came here to bring Tai Chi to the United States against what a lot of Chinese people were very unhappy about that because they wanted to protect the treasure. But Chen Mancheng was a very universal, wide open person, and he freely gave. And now we have incredible Tai Chi of all kinds in our country. But anyway, so the things that really caught me were sayings like the weak overcomes the strong in Tai Chi. The soft overcomes the hard. And, flow like water, like the great river. And I was like, how can this be a martial art? How can this possibly work? Well, those kind of paradoxes were so engaging to me. And I spent, again, many years learning how it worked. But what I really learned out of that experience was not so much about martial arts, though I learned some things and I still practice some things and teach some things. But what I really learned was about this whole experience of flow. Okay, so what is this mysterious flow experience? And again, it can happen, I don't want to say this is just Tai Chi, it can happen in such a wide variety of ways. And that's what the research supports, that it can happen in many, many ways. But it does definitely happen in Tai Chi. And I have come up with a specific roadmap to how to cultivate flow in your practice. But here's some experiences, and we'll talk more about this in the workshop, and also hear some of your experiences, because many of you may have tremendous flow experiences that you just all of a sudden you're thinking about from your life because all the conditions were present for flow. So here they are: feeling alive, being fully present, right? Forgetful of self, in the sense that you're not, many times we're thinking about, well, how am I relating to this? How do I fit in here? what's going on here. We're very conscious of our self in the group and how that matches and what's going on. But when you're in the flow, all that disappears. There's no ego. The ego disappears. It takes a hiatus. And perhaps what I like to think of it as, our true self becomes manifest, and we function from that true self, which is so broad, so wide, perhaps with limitless, connected to the whole cosmos. The inner chatter slows and stops, right? Our mind, our mind going. So that slows down. Time awareness suspended. Maybe yes, maybe no. I've had times in games and stuff where time was so distorted. It just didn't make sense at all. Why? Because being so present and so engaged and so right there, time just changes, right? So that's a common feeling when people are in flow. Release of tension and tightness, right? We let go of the stresses that, the body remembers everything. So when we're in flow, the stress is released. And, the last one there, I know it's a big statement, but for me, I would say it's very true. It's profound. It's a profound feeling of well-being when you're in flow, right? And, you reflect back on it after whatever the thing is that you're doing that got you to flow. Okay, so here's very briefly our team bios, and Kim, gave me such a wonderful introduction. I'm a senior trainer from the Integral Institute of Qigong and Tai Chi, and my friend here, Vince Sauter, is an amazing, amazing teacher. Lives in the Hudson Valley where I do. We work together a lot. We, collaborate on a lot of different projects, and he has a little bit different path than my path, but he's an amazing teacher, amazing person. And we want to have 2 people in this workshop, and the workshop's not going to be a huge amount of people, but we want to make sure that we give adequate support to everyone in the learning process. Okay, so here's the modules to the workshop. So first we're going to talk about the experience of flow. We'll go through some just background information. Then we learn the roadmap of Tai Chi flow. So this is a very important part. Then we have the flow diagram, which shows what gets us out of flow and what can we do to stay in flow when we're practicing. All right, and then we start going through the various principles of Tai Chi, right? So we're going to go through those. And also, what you'll take away from this workshop is you're going to learn the first third of a traditional Tai Chi form called the Chenman Ching's Yang form. So it's like a very incredible dance with the function of martial arts woven right into it, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to learn that over the course there. So we keep going through, and also, getting into each one of the principles, because the principles, embodying the principles within is what really creates the conditions for flow. So we want to really start that process going, and that's a process that we start today, and we just keep going, and that becomes richer and richer through time. Then there's this story, Prince Wenwei's Cook Ting, which is a story about a butcher. Doesn't sound like a very spiritual or cool thing, but it's one of the most incredible, cool stories about how Tai Chi really works, right? So we're going to read that story and draw some things to help our practice, all right? Then we'll touch on staying in the flow, ways to play, ways to keep it going, right? And that's gonna be it. And then we're gonna finish our form, and we'll have a little time together in the last bit there, and then we'll move on, right? So those are the modules we'll cover. And the other thing I want to share for a minute here is that why do you want to take this workshop? Why would anybody want to take this workshop? And I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. If I can do that, there I go. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Why does somebody want to take this workshop? Well, I mean, to me, it really boils down to, compelling practice versus just practicing like I'm brushing my teeth. A lot of times when you learn like a very basic Tai Chi, a very basic anything, you might like it, you might do it, and you're doing it, but after a while, it just is like, wow, it's just like brushing my teeth. And yeah, it's going to be really good for you and stuff like that. But what this workshop is going to do is show you a roadmap and a way to have compelling practice, which is constantly going to be interesting you at a very deep level, and just getting your passions going. I love to teach Tai Chi Easy. I love Tai Chi Easy. I do it. I love to teach it. But Tai Chi Easy is the beginning, right? The world of Tai Chi Chuan is a huge world that I've been, experiencing for a long time. And what I think I have here in this workshop, and what I'm sure I have here, is a way that you can see the big picture and understand how you can move through it at your pace, at your way, and create your flow practice, which is like creating a piece of art that's going to just go as long as you want to go with it. Okay. So what are you going to learn in this workshop? The roadmap. Again, you're going to learn the roadmap to how to experience Tai Chi flow, and then again how to continue to cultivate Tai Chi if you want to do that. And I'm going to say it, for a lifetime, right? It's that big of a thing, because Tai Chi Chuan is that big of a thing. I've been at it for years, and I'm not close to the bottom. I'm not ever going to say that I've learned it. There's always more to learn, always more things to learn from other people, and it's just an incredible thing. It's just incredible. Okay. And then the other thing that you'll learn in this workshop is you're going to experience some traditional Tai Chi, right? And again, by learning that form, and you're going to learn to train just like a martial artist, right? But without all the messy fighting. So we won't be doing the fighting practice and stuff like that. But we'll be talking a lot about function, because when you understand the function of the movement, then you begin to feel that energy and flow through you. Okay, so the course format is going to be online, Zoom, and it's a total of 10 hours. It's 3 Saturdays, the first 3 Saturdays of October. First Saturday is 4 hours, the next one's 3 hours, and the last one is 3 hours. So, we want to get you up and running in that first 4-hour one, where you're going to, at the end of that 4-hour one, you're going to have a little form to take you with you to practice. And you're also going to understand how to use the Tai Chi that you know right now to make it more of a flow practice, where you're experiencing all those wonderful characteristics of flow, right? Okay, it's also going to be recorded, and we'll have that recording available to be able to purchase it. So, all right, so we got a few minutes here. So I think what we're going to do is, Kim, if there's anybody has a question that we want to ask, we can do that. And if there are questions, we can just experience a little flow for ourselves. All right, so, okay.
I think you are welcome to go ahead and show us some sample moves, Dave.
Okay, outstanding. Thank you, Kim. All right, so please join in with this. And I would love to be able to see you. I can't see you, but like I say, I know that you're out there and practicing. So really wonderful. So let's take just a very brief moment to just align ourselves, connecting to heaven, connecting to earth. So we connect to heaven by allowing ourselves to lightly suspend up, lengthen the spine up. Same time, drop the spine down. Soften the knees. Feel your feet rooting into the ground. Space under the arms to feel the weight of the arms. Notice your breathing. Allow the chi to sink, as they say it. The chi sinking is really just relaxing our breathing, allowing our breathing to be here rather than up here, using the diaphragm. This is the natural way to breathe. This is how we breathe in Tai Chi. And then the last thing we want to do is, with the mind, we just, for this short period of time, which is going to be a very short period of time, we just allow ourselves to be present to the sensations that we feel in the body, and also feeling where our body is in space, right? So we also talk about those two things in the workshop quite a bit, what we're feeling inside and what we're feeling outside, and how those two relate. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Notice the orange side cone, orange color cone, yellow cone. So take your orange side foot, pivot it out, take one step forward with your yellow foot, okay? And what we're going to do is, we're just going to do some simple weight shifting. So shift your weight back, shift your weight forward. As you shift your weight forward, please make sure that your knee does not go past your toe, right? Shift the weight back and forth. Okay, so this is a very important feature of Tai Chi, that the weight is never fixed, right? It's always moving, flowing. It's always flowing. It's called separating yin and yang, right? And changing yin and yang from one leg to the other. So shift the weight forward, shift the weight back. Now, when we move in Tai Chi, we don't really move in a line. We're always moving in a circle, a spiral. So shift your weight forward, turn towards the yellow side cone, turn your waist, shift the weight back, turn to the orange side cone and shift the weight forward. So we turn to shift the weight, our hips move through the full range of motion. And even with this, right, this is so fundamental to learning Tai Chi, but this alone can be a wonderful flow experience. All we need to do is be present, relax, align the body, feeling the separation of the weight. Pour your weight into your back leg, then pour your weight forward. Turn your waist, shift the weight back, turn and shift the weight forward. Okay, let's go to the other side and pivot the yellow side foot, take one step forward with the orange side foot. Okay, we're just, again, rock forward, protect the knee, rock back, forward and back. Okay, now let's put the turn in, turn, turn to the yellow side and shift the weight forward. And turn and shift the weight forward. Okay. All right, and now let's change the legs again. We're going to do one form that you may, from Tai Chi, easily be familiar with. So pivot your orange side foot, take one step forward with the yellow side foot. Brush knee. So the orange side palm takes this long trip forward, right, as the yellow side palm brushes around. Send forward, brush around with the yellow side hand. And right away in brush knee, right, we want to, in any Tai Chi form, move from the center of your body, move from that, what's called the Dantian, in the center of your body. All movement comes through there. It's directed, led through there. Turn your waist, send forward, brush with the yellow side hand. Right? Allowing yourself to soften and relax. Any place you feel that you're holding, just just allow that, invite that to let go. Try to experience the pouring. I pour my weight forward. I turn my waist and pour the weight into the back leg. Right? It's that flowing. The softer I am, the more I can connect, and the more powerful and energetic the movement. Brush and send. Okay, let's switch up and come to the other side. So pivot the yellow side foot, one step forward with the orange. Again, the yellow palm just drops down. Keep your elbow down. Brush with the orange, send with the yellow. Just being present, right? As we do these forms, even with a single form, we can enter an extremely deep state of flow. And that even has a name in Tai Chi practice. It's called reeling the silk or silk reeling. And what we're doing is we're feeling that thread of energy move through the body according to the principles and according to what the form is. All right. Okay, so we come back. So that's flowing a little bit in one form, but we're going to string together. At the end, we're going to have 17 forms, and then all different ways of combining them to keep it really interesting and creative, right? So again, thank you for joining today. I hope you found this a really interesting thing, and I hope you can go and check it out and sign up. It's an awesome experience to do Tai Chi Flow. Okay, thanks everybody.
Wow, Dave, thank you so much, you guys. This sounds like it's going to be a really powerful course. And as a reminder, it's a 10-hour course offered in 3 sessions at an investment of $197. We're super excited to watch this all unfold. And for those of you at home watching, if you're ready to jump all in on this transformative course or have further questions, please head to the link or the website www.healerwithinfoundation.org/TC Flow. You can also find the clickable link located in the comment section of this video. We thank you all for attending this informative event and look forward to seeing you guys again. We hope you all have a great rest of your night, and thank you again, Dave. Bye, everybody.
Hey, bye, everybody.